Hi, my name is Keith Barrett, and I am the founder and legal counsel for Vesta Settlements. This video that we're going to do today is a follow-up to our last video on the agency changes in Virginia. The reason for the follow-up is there's been some updated information provided, and it differs a little bit from some of the initial information that was out there, so it's important to stay up to date. In early September of 2012, this year, the Virginia Real Estate Board put out what they call a guidance document. The guidance document dealt with the necessity of a brokerage agreement. And we're not really going to talk about the necessity of a brokerage agreement in this video because that was something that was already addressed. The law was changed, and of course we all should know at this point that brokerage agreements must be in writing. But the real point of that guidance document was to discuss an issue that related to the timing, or when does that brokerage agreement have to be signed. And really, we can sum up this whole video in one word as relates to that guidance document, and it's intent. It comes down to the intent of the parties. The intent of the parties to go into a brokerage relationship with a licensee in Virginia. The intent of the party to go from a customer to a client. And of course, the dividing line there, as we know, is a concept called ministerial acts. So this guidance document is provided. You can see it. We've circulated it here at Vesta Settlements, but it's also provided over at the DPOR website. You can pick that up. I know it's also provided on the Virginia Association of Realtors website, that you can take a look at that if you haven't seen it yet. But it's important. It's important because it's further guidance on kind of an important issue relating to brokerage agreements. I'm not going to interpret the document that much because the Real Estate Board, in putting this guidance document out there, was supposed to kind of interpret the statute. So I don't want to take that too far, but what I would say is that if you look at some of the examples, you will see where they're kind of parsing the line on intent. One of the big issues that comes up in practice every day, and that was discussed in many classes that we've done, is the issue of showing a home. And it was the original opinion that was put out there that showing a home is something that is what they considered a licensed activity and therefore would require a written brokerage agreement. Now that's not necessarily the case. For example, you may be showing a home to someone who is interested in just gaining information about what characteristics are in homes of that particular neighborhood, in which case a brokerage agreement probably wouldn't be necessary. Or you may have a person that is coming into town, say the son or daughter of an elderly parent that is looking to make a move, and they're looking to scope out homes, but that person that you're dealing with isn't actually going to be your client, so obviously it's not their intent to enter into a brokerage relationship with you, and therefore a brokerage agreement would not be required. There are some other examples that you should take a look at that will kind of further clarify this issue about when a brokerage agreement needs to be signed, and I would encourage you to take a look at that. But I would keep in mind the following, that although there is some room now based on this concept of intent, the intent to enter into a brokerage relationship, my feeling is that because it is very easy to cross over that ministerial acts line. In other words, it's very easy for a licensee to start using their discretion and judgment with an individual, that once that line is crossed, you're pretty much going into the area where you're going to want to get that brokerage agreement signed. So that's our wrap-up. If you didn't have an opportunity to take a look at our last video on agency that will give you a kind of fuller picture, please do that. You can get that on our website at vestasettlements.com. You can also find it on YouTube at Vesta Settlements YouTube channel. We look forward to our next video, and as always, don't hesitate to contact us with any additional questions on this subject. Until next time.